forward/, turn signal, amber in color, clean and functional. Traffic monitoring devices, rear view mirror, whichever one you want to call it. Traffic monitoring devices, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent or broken, not missing any hardware. This is my battery box, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent or broken, not missing any hardware. There's no excessive amount of corrosion and it doesn't leak. Battery box. Right here, my steps. No debris, all the grease. Properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent or broken, not missing any hardware. Then I come back here, this is my truck side. These are my airlines and my electrical lines. Airlines, electrical lines. They're firmly locked into place and they're properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent or broken, not missing any hardware. There's no abrasion, bulging cuts, draw outs, or freights, and it doesn't leak. My lace lines are hanging freely above the catwalk. This is my catwalk. Properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent or broken, not missing any hardware. This is my steps. Properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent or broken, not missing any hardware. There's no debris, all the grease. This is my frame and cross member. Frame and cross member. Properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent or broken, not missing any hardware. There's no illegal holes or wells in my frame. These are my glad hands. Right here. These are my glad hands. They're properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent or broken, not missing any hardware. That right there is called a grommet. The rubber piece there is called a grommet. That will keep the air in. If you ever hear it leaking, see them grommets are worn out. They need to be replaced. They're properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent or broken, not missing any hardware. And they're firmly locked into place. This is my electrical line. It's properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent or broken, not missing any hardware. Electrical line. See the pinhole right there? If you ever go down there, somebody pull up beside you and tell you your trailer is lights are flickering. That's because these here done spread it too wide. I need this here. I get me a little pocket knife. I come in here and I spread that open. And that make it touch. Gotta make them touch. Alright. Right here. My clearance lights, properly mounted and secured. I cracked, bent or broken, not missing any hardware. There's red or amber in color, clean and functional. My airbag, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent or broken, not missing any hardware. There's no abrasion, bulges, cuts, draw outs, or freights on that airbag, and it doesn't leak. This is my apron. This is my apron. It's properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent or broken, not missing any hardware. It's sitting flat on top of my fifth wheel. And on top of my fifth wheel is my skid plate. There's no space in between my skid plate and my apron. It is properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent or broken, not missing any hardware, and it's properly greased. This is my sliding fifth wheel rail with locking pins. Right here, the two pins there, they're locking pins. This fifth wheel rail, this here thing will slide if you want to remove, if you want to kind of move that weight on it. They tell you you got too much weight on your axle, your drive axle. This is how you move it right here. Yep. You pull that pin on there. It's inside of that truck. There's a pin in there. They put a button in there. You push it. Those will go in, and you can move that motherfucker up in there to change that weight on this axle. He done did all this before. So he just waiting to come out with y'all. That's easy stuff. Once you get in and do it, man, it's super simple. Once you do it one time, you get on the road. You may think it's a lot, but it's not. I promise y'all. We're gonna keep going. Platform. This is my platform. My fifth wheel sits on top of the platform. It's properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent or broken, not missing any hardware. This is my fifth wheel mounting bolts. These bolts right here, these are the mounting ones that mount the fifth wheel up there. It's properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent or broken, not missing any hardware. That piece right there is called a fifth wheel. Remember, I told you, this is the fifth wheel. On top of the fifth wheel is called a skid plate. That's it. Remember that. On the top of the fifth wheel is the skid plate, because I'm going to ask you that again to make sure you remember. But the whole piece is called a fifth wheel. Just the top is the skid plate, because the trailer has to slide on top of it. And it's why it's called a skid. Now, in between that, you got your locking jaws. It's properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent or broken, not missing any hardware. They lock around the shank of the kingpin. The kingpin hangs off the bottom of this trailer.